Welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about Masters of the Universe. And we knew this day was coming because there are a ton of releases starting to show up. These pre-orders are showing up. I did mine through BBTS, or showing up through BBTS, but it's getting very expensive. I didn't expect to spend $300 this month just on Masters of the Universe, but we're going to talk about this. And the reason why it's really important to pay attention to these last few figures that are coming in, and some are Origins, some are going to be the Masterverse, but we'll be talking about that, and I'm going to be discussing this because we are seeing the end of the toy line, or the Origins line, for the most part. And I'm going to talk about a little bit of trouble with the bubble coming up. Okay, so first off, you're going to be saying, Mike, why do you make videos like this? And it's because this is the end of Masters of the Universe. Some of these figures, I had pre-ordered a couple of them, and my Origins Mani-Face mini-comic got canceled. So we're looking at the end of this. Some of this stuff gets canceled. Some of this stuff, once it sells out, is going to get really expensive on the secondary market. And the other thing is, when you look at Last Wave Syndrome at the end of this stuff, that they make less of them than the normal stuff. These are lower quantity production runs, in my opinion. I believe that, which is why we're starting to see these things sell out fast. Now, these are some pictures of stuff that's sold out. Some of the stuff's not relatively all that new, but some of the stuff is reissues. Some of the stuff they were going to put back out, and they're not putting them back out. And so with that, I'm hearing people that wanted to order, say, a Zodak or a Merman or a She-Ra or a Roboto or something like that, that they got theirs canceled. And I didn't even know that was a thing, because I didn't need to order them because I already had them. But we're going to get into why this topic and these figures we're talking about are so important, because when they sell out, they're going to get real expensive. All right, so first off, I want to talk about this Masters of the Universe Origins Diabolical Snake Invasion exclusive 4-pack. Now, I don't know if it's exclusive just to BBTS or what, but $65 is a pretty good price for 4 figures. What I think this was they had tried to figure out how to sell these, try to get exclusives or something along those lines, but they wanted to make all these figures and get them out in recolors, and so it's coming out as an exclusive. Now, when this sells out, it'll be gone forever, but I'm surprised it hasn't yet, so this is kind of a telltale sign of Motu losing some steam. But with these recolors, they're not going to appeal to everybody. And neither do the Snake Men appeal to everybody. Somebody said that Snake Men are the death of the Motu line. Every time they come out, the line ends. So with that, we are seeing the end of the Origins. Now, generally right now, all these figures for Origins are $20 a piece on BBTS. This is $65. So $20 a piece for these. They should be charging $80. They're charging $65. Pretty decent value, even though $65 at one time is quite a bit. So next up we get Origins Squeeze, and it is currently on pre-order still, although I just got my processing soon notice on that one. And so I think you can get this one pretty much everywhere that sells these, which is right now all I know of is BBTS and Entertainment Earth. So maybe there's other places. Maybe Amazon will have it. But I'm looking at a lot of this stuff on Amazon, and Amazon is selling it for like $30 instead of $20. So some of these other ones that are out there, if they have them in stock. But with that, this figure looks pretty cool. I have like parts and pieces to a vintage one, but I'm not going to spend the vintage price to get one complete, so it's nice to have this one in the package and all of that. It's kind of a weird, creepy kind of figure anyway, but Squeeze, that's an interesting one. But one that I've had on my list for a long time isn't Squeeze, it is Spikor. So looking at Spikor is one that we really needed. It was one that's relatively popular mainline figure. We needed to get it done, and it's getting done. And we're also seeing Spikor. It's still down as pre-order. Mine has actually processed and is in my cart or whatever pile of loot. But I don't think we're going to see this at retail. I don't think we're going to see hardly any of these. They're not going to be at my Targets and not going to be at the Walmarts. And what I think is going to happen is they're going to go straight into this fall later on, or whenever we get the Filmation stuff out, that's what's going to be on the store shelves. So none of this will be on the store shelves, which again is low production numbers, because they're not going to be supplying the Walmarts and the Targets with them. So, but anyway, we do need the Spikor. It's definitely a good one, and one that I can see, if this is end of the line and it's short run and short packed, could be one of the more expensive figures of the entire toy line. So I mean, that's a possibility. And for me, I'd rather just get it and know I got it and not have to worry about it. All right, so next up is the Skeleton Warriors exclusive 2-pack. Now, the thing about this is they glow in the dark. They're cool. $31.99 for 2 figures. That makes it $16 a figure, which is great. I got 2 sets. Now, I did pre-order 3 sets, but this stuff's been coming in so heavy, I canceled one because it's just, I mean, I just can't fathom I'm spending $300 right now on just Masters Universe this month. That's crazy. But that's what's going on. And so with that, I would have liked to have had 3 sets. And I knew this was going to happen. I knew we were going to see a lot all at once. And it's just going to be like a frustrating, like, what do I keep? What do I get rid of? But only getting 2 of these, I would have liked to have had 3 because this is a really cool set. And they look really awesome. Everyone that's reviewed them has said positive things about it, of course. I mean, why wouldn't they? But anyway, this is the Skeleton Warriors 2-pack. And I don't think at all that it is exclusive. You can probably get it at other places. So I've heard a lot of people saying they're excited about this, but I also feel like it's just a recolor, well, a cash grab recolor. Isn't that every single He-Man figure? Motu figure is a cash grab recolor of another figure. But still, that joke aside, with joking reality, this is the Serpent Claw Man at Arms, and he looks kind of cool. I'm going to get one just to have it because I actually personally don't think it's going to be wildly popular, but I think it's going to be produced, like I said, in really low numbers. So when it sells out, it's going to be completists wanting to complete their collection are going to have to pay stupid money to get it. Just like, I guess I can say I'm not a completist because I don't have Koldar, so, or the mini comic Triclops, mini comic Triclops. I didn't get him, but this might be up there in the rarity with them. Then again, it might not. It might hit clearance, might sit on BTS's site for 3 years. Who knows? But I'm going to get one just to be safe. Now, there is this Prince Adam that is starting to show up right now in the Masterverse Revelation. This Prince Adam, I think, is kind of cool because, yes, we did get a skinnier, smaller Prince Adam in the... you call it we call it CGI line, but it's more of, it's called the Masters Universe line. But I do think that this Prince Adam it's a cool looking one. I know in the original animation, Prince Adam was pretty much He-Man with just different clothes, and in the Revelation, he was it Revelation? I get all those names confused now. But in the new one, the new cartoon, he was a small, scrawny dude. Then he bulked up, like he just grew muscles out of nowhere. So, which I don't know what concept is better, because this is definitely more of a disguise, because he definitely doesn't look all roided up like He-Man does. So, it makes a little bit more sense this way, but we're all used to the old way. Anyway, I got this guy coming. $24. Another $24 Masterverse Revelation figure, Clam Champ. Here's the thing. Clam Champ is a ridiculously expensive classics figure. And he's actually an expensive original vintage figure also. But it's good that we have in Origins. He's really cheap in Origins. And this one, if these never hit store shelves, and the only places that get them are Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth and whatever other online retailers stock them, then it's going to be hard to get. So I've got mine pre-ordered. $24. I know that's crazy, but $24 is a lot of money for this, but I'm still happy to get it. It's still better than $200 or $150 or whatever people want for a Classics one, and I think it looks pretty good. I still prefer the Classics buck, and I'm going to keep saying that, and I know a lot of people push back, and yeah, I think they all should be able to pose like Spider-Man, but I don't think so. I think that I don't pose mine very heavily, and I'd rather have the knees and elbows look a little bit more, a little bit better than what these look. But anyway, to each his own, and I'd take this since I'm not spending nearly that much money on a Classics one. Now, I did get another notice saying that this is going to be arriving soon. This is web store, and I'm looking forward to this figure, and I'm paying the full $24. If you find these, I think if you find them at Target, they're like $20 or $21, plus you get your 5% off with your red card, so you're getting them a few dollars cheaper. But when you're ordering 10 of these figures total, it adds up $40. You end up getting 2 free figures by buying them all at Target. But I'm gonna risk it and roll the dice. Well, I'm not rolling the dice or anything. I'm making sure I get this thing, and I think he looks pretty cool. This was still on pre-order according to BBTS, but I got mine coming soon. Same thing with Clam Champ. It's on pre-order too. This dude looks amazing, though. I really like the way he looks, and with that, I've kind of started really liking this character and liking the vintage one and the vintage gimmick. We lose the gimmick with it, but it's not really necessary in this scale. Okay, so and here's another one, Grizzlord. I've already got mine in from BBTS. I did ship that stack. I was forced to ship it. I had my 3 months. I had something in there for 3 months, and it made me ship. And I was like, okay, I'll just ship it. So this Horde Grizzlord is still on pre-order for $24. He's got that nice, fluffy, furry stuff going on, I guess you could say. So he does look kind of cool. A pretty cool looking Grizzlord. I think the Classics one didn't have... It's not flocked. I didn't have the fur with it. But anyhow, it looks pretty cool. I did get mine. I haven't seen it in stores yet. Now, one of them I have seen in stores is Klawful. Now, I did spend the stupid $35 price on this. It is in stock at BBTS. And so I got my Klawful in. And lo and behold, they showed up at Target. So I'm like, I'd already got it from BBTS. It would have saved a few bucks getting it at Target. So check your Targets if you're interested in this one. And the other one that happened to me is Ramman. Now, Ramman is pretty cool. I should have probably picked up an extra one of him. And I considered it, but there were like several on the shelf, and they were gone that day. Like, Target sold out of all this stuff. And speaking of Target, Target does have... They have Masterverse Whiplash. Now, if you're at your Targets, I bet you most of them have the Whiplash right now. I don't know why that one's showing up so heavy. The other ones are not showing up as heavy. So Whiplash showing up. Maybe they just figure since he is a more popular character, I guess. But how do you get more popular than Ramman? How do you get more popular than Klawful? I don't get it. So anyhow, this one's showing up in heavy form. And he is a deluxe also, but he's in the smaller package of deluxe. So, but like $30, $35, $33, $35, depending on where you get it. The last Masterverse one I'm going to talk about is the Revelations Masterverse Horde Skeletor. It's a really cool looking Skeletor with cloth cape and loin cloth. Actual loin cloth, not a loin plastic or plastic loin cloth. But I do kind of like that transparent looking skull head on his cane there. That looks pretty cool. So anyhow, this is $24 BBTS and probably cheaper at other places, but it's where I'm getting mine. And if you're interested in this figure, you might want to check it out. It's in stock right now. Speaking of what's in stock, it was actually out of stock, is this eel. Now, I did report to people that they were selling on Amazon for $75. I did a video, and then the next day, all those $75 ones were gone. So I think people literally bought the expensive ones just because they wanted one. And there's really no other option, and it's probably cheaper than eBay. So, and I don't blame anyone, because this, I have no idea when more of these will come. I don't know. This thing should get the retro card treatment, though, in my opinion. But with that, I made a very bad mistake. I typed in eel. The first thing that popped up was torpedo, and I clipped and bought a couple of torpedoes. And then when I went to go look at my order to look at it again to tell my friend about it, and I was going to say, hey, these are up. And then I was going to do a community post. I realized I bought torpedoes and not eels. So I had screwed up in my hastiness. But anyhow, don't make that mistake. Make sure if you're buying an eel, it's really an eel, not a torpedo. But torpedo's actually a challenge to get to. But this guy is out of stock everywhere. And he's out of stock at Pulse, out of stock at Amazon. What a terrible situation with this figure. But I got my one in from Pulse today. Now, in a really, really strange turn of events, we've got this Trouble Bubble with this Televiper, and I pre-ordered mine, and I got my shipping notification, and or it's going to be shipping soon kind of thing. That forewarning, you make sure you got your address right and all that. And then I went to go look at it just to see, is it in stock? And it's not in stock. It's actually sold out now. So how is it they get them all in and then they're sold out? So I thought this was one of the ones that they were just going to take all the pre-orders in the world and just fill them and then have extra. But I'm guessing this is the Pulse exclusive, because I just know I pre-ordered mine from Pulse because I didn't have to pay shipping, all that kind of stuff. And I never saw it on BBTS or anywhere else to order. And when I even do like a general search for it, I don't see it anywhere else other than news sites that talk about it. So that does suck to be sold out, and it's a good value for $55. And I know people are ordering like droves of them. There's probably people out there that's ordered 10 or 20 of these things. I know that could be why it sells out. Scalpers, I don't know. But this is the kind of thing that they should keep in stock and have plenty of on hand. They should know it's going to sell really well. But it says it's out of stock. Now, here's what I think is going to happen. I think that they're going to fill all the pre-orders and make sure all that goes smoothly and then put up what's left. That's what I think is going to happen. But we still look at no eels. So who knows what's going to happen with this thing. So anyway, there's also the Snake Man Infiltrator I forgot to talk about with the Motu stuff. And with that, we're seeing an end of an era with Masters of the Universe. And I hope this video is a little helpful for those of you out there that were looking for some of these figures, and some of you out there that kind of share the same kind of frustrations. I don't think we can all wait for clearance on all of these. That's why I've put my money where my mouth is and bought mine. But looking at this, some will hit clearance, and I will feel bad about it. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you find this type of video helpful? And what else are you finding out there that's showing up that I didn't talk about? Like and subscribe. Teddy Hanger out.
Eternia is not easily conquered. I've been set back too many times in my efforts to overrun it.
All memory of tonight's events have been erased from their minds.